Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for our How to Create, Review, and Optimize Your Amazon Advertising Campaign webinar. I'm Tricia, your host for today, and I'm a member of the KDP University team. Writing and publishing your book is just part of the publishing journey. As an independent publisher, you don't have a large publishing house marketing your book. So, in the Developing a Promotional Strategy webinar, we discuss some best practices independent publishers can use when creating a promotional strategy that works for you and your readers. One resource we discussed to help you with your promotional strategy was Amazon Advertising. Amazon Advertising gives you the ability to promote your book or catalog of books using sponsored products and lock screen ads. Sponsored products and lock screen ads give you the ability to create an ad campaign with content, budgets, and targeting determined by you. Our ads are cost per click, meaning you only pay when a reader clicks on your ads. You're never charged for ad impressions. Ads can appear in search results, on detail pages, and on Kindle e-readers and Fire tablets. To help you better understand and use Amazon Advertising, this webinar will take a tour of the Amazon Advertising Council, talk about how the site works, discuss how to create an ad campaign, define some terminology that will help you manage your campaigns, and show you how to get the most out of the campaign dashboard. Let's begin by looking at how to access Amazon Advertising from your KDP account. You'll start by logging into your KDP account, which will take you to your bookshelf. From here, click on the ellipsis next to the book that you'd like to promote. In the drop-down, select Promote and Advertise. The next screen will look different depending on if you're promoting an ebook or a paperback book. For the paperback book, you'll have the ability to create an ad campaign on Amazon Advertising. For an ebook, you may have additional options for promotional activities related to KDP Select. For more information about KDP Select, check out KDP University or join us for the next Developing a Promotional Strategy webinar. Then click the yellow Create an Ad Campaign button to access your Amazon Advertising account. Once you click on the yellow Create an Ad Campaign button, you may be asked to log in to your Amazon Advertising account. We suggest you use the same login and password for your Amazon Advertising account as you do for your KDP account. In your account, you have several options. You can create a new campaign, which we'll talk about in just a moment, or if you haven't already, you'll want to set up your payment settings, since your payment settings must be completed before you can launch a campaign. In the settings, you're asked for a valid credit or debit card to set up payment. We accept Visa, MasterCard, or American Express. Discover cards aren't accepted at this time. The payment method you enter will be the payment method applied to all of your campaigns. At this time, you're not able to select different payment methods for campaigns within the same account. Since the credit card is linked to your Amazon account credentials, cards that have been used in the past may appear if you create a new account. If you add a new card that's not verified in your Amazon retail account, you may need to go into your retail account and verify the card. If you need help or have any questions about setting up your payment method, the help link at the top will take you to the KDP help pages. If you choose to set up your payment method before you set up your campaign, you can always click the Advertising Campaigns link at the top of the page to start the campaign creation process. Once you launch your campaigns, you'll use the campaign dashboard to sort, filter, and manage your campaigns. We'll talk about the campaign dashboard in more detail in just a moment. Before I explain how to build a campaign, I want to make sure that we're speaking the same language. You may be new to advertising or marketing, and like any field, marketing has its own language. I'll be using Amazon Advertising terms throughout the webinar and will define the terms when they pop up in the content. You may have noticed that I've been using the term ad campaign. So, what's an ad campaign? An ad campaign is the combination of the ASIN being promoted, the identified targeting, and the bids and budget needed to run the ad. Depending on which ad type you choose for your campaign, your ad can appear in search results, on product detail pages for a particular product, on Kindle e-readers, or on Fire tablets. Amazon Advertising has two campaign types to choose from: sponsored product and lock screen ads. Like I mentioned before, the ad type you choose will be dependent on a couple of things. The first is your book's format. Is it an ebook or a paperback? If it's a paperback, you'll use sponsored products. If it's an ebook, you have the choice of either sponsored products or lock screen ads. Let's start by looking at sponsored products, since it can be used for both an ebook and a paperback. I'll be showing a paperback, but the ebook setup for sponsored products is the same. Sponsored product campaigns may appear in search results and on product detail pages. Where and how this occurs is partially determined by your targeting. Targeting is the selection of keywords and products to bid on for an opportunity for your ads to show. Sponsored product has two different types of targeting that you can choose from: keyword or product targeting. Let's take a look at this feature in the Campaign Builder. To get to the Campaign Builder, click on your chosen ad type, and in this case, sponsored product. Start building your campaign by naming the ad campaign. This name is only visible to you, so choose a name that will let you easily identify the campaign later. Please take note that once you submit your campaign for review, you'll not be able to change the campaign name. I named my campaign, book title, February 2019, automatic, and I set the start date to February 1st by clicking in the box to activate it, then using the calendar to set my choice. The next question you need to answer is your daily budget. We're going to skip this for now and come back to it later since we're discussing targeting. Next is targeting. You'll see that there are two choices, automatic and manual. If you're just getting started, you may want to begin with automatic targeting. Automatic targeting lets Amazon do the heavy lifting for you and allows you to easily and quickly create a campaign. Amazon chooses a combination of keywords and products for you. For beginners, this will allow you to use Campaign Dashboard to determine how this campaign is working and potentially use these learnings to develop manually targeted campaigns. We'll look at the Campaign Dashboard in just a moment. If you're comfortable with marketing or have run campaigns with Amazon advertising before, you may want to try manual targeting. Manual targeting puts you in the driver's seat. If you choose manual targeting, you have the ability to choose to target either by keyword or product. Let's start by looking at keyword targeting. So what's a keyword? Keywords are single words, word combinations, and phrases that are used to match your ads with search terms readers are using to find books. Say your book is a historical romance set in the Victorian period. Your reader may go to Amazon.com and type in Victorian romance books. A combination of those words, and the words individually, are considered keywords. The goal is to get as close to the search words or keywords your reader or potential reader is using to find new books. Let's take a look at how you can set your keywords. On the first tab, you can see a list of suggested keywords. Suggested keywords are generated based on products that you're advertising. You can add them individually by clicking the Add button, or add them all at once by clicking Add All. Or you can type in your own under the Enter Keywords tab, and then choose your match types. Broad match types contain all the keywords in any order and include plurals, variations, and related keywords. Phrase contains the exact phrase or sequence of keywords. And exact exactly matches the keyword sequence of words. Lastly, you can download the Excel template, enter your keyword, match type, and bid into the spreadsheet, save the completed file to your computer, and upload the Excel file back into your account. You can use one tab or a combination of all three tabs. The goal is for you to fine-tune which customer searches trigger your ads. Best practice is to make sure you have at least 100 keywords for your campaign. Sometimes there are keywords you don't want associated with your book. You can exclude your book from these searches by adding these keywords to the optional negative keyword field. For example, if I don't want my book to show up when someone searches for Queen Victoria, I can add that phrase to my negative keywords. You can either choose to exactly match the keyword or sequence of keywords, as I have here, or choose negative phrases. I often see questions about how to identify keywords you should use. This is going to be dependent on your audience. But one way some authors have identified effective keywords is by using the suggested keywords and phrases, then using the Campaign Dashboard to determine which keywords are working and which are not working. We'll take a look at that when we discuss the Campaign Dashboard. The other option when using manual targeting is to target by product and/or category. For example, if you wrote a cookbook that uses a crock pot, you can use product targeting to reach readers browsing a particular brand of crock pot. Or if your style of writing is similar to other popular authors, you can reach readers by selecting keywords and products related to those authors, including titles. You can target categories like women's clothing if your book is about fashion in the 21st century, or you could target a specific product. If your book is about purses, you could target a specific handbag. Regardless of the targeting option you choose, it's important to make sure that the targeting you select is relevant to the title you're advertising. The more relevant your targeting is to your advertised title, the better chance you have of keeping your advertising cost of sale low. Again, with this targeting, you're able to list products that you don't want to surface your ads. Now that we've talked about targeting, let's talk about your budget and bidding. Amazon Advertises uses a cost per click format. This means that when a reader clicks on your ad, then you're charged for that click. How much you're charged is based on your bid. Sponsored product campaigns require a daily budget to run, starting at $1 a day. In setting this budget, you're placing a limit on how much you'll spend for this campaign on a daily basis. Your daily budget is the highest amount that you're willing to spend on a campaign, and this is averaged over 30 days. This means that you may see a change in the daily spend, like a little over one day, a little under the next, but the total 30-day budget will not exceed your set limit. You can always change your budget later. So if I've budgeted $150 for this ad campaign for the month of February, I can set my daily budget to $5. If I have a larger or smaller monthly budget, I can adjust my daily budget accordingly. Once you've set your budget, you'll determine how that money is spent by setting your bids. Just because you choose a specific keyword or a product doesn't mean that your ad will appear every time a reader searches for that keyword or product. The bid price that you set will determine the maximum amount that you're willing to pay for a click on your ad. You'll never be charged more per click than what you bid. And if you're just getting started, a bid and a bid range is suggested in the bidding box if you're using automatic targeting, or alongside your keywords and products with manual targeting. I'm frequently asked what is a good budget or bid amount, and this is dependent on so many things that I don't have a general answer. But you can always refer to the suggested bid next to each keyword. Let's take a look at the last couple of sections on the campaign builder, and then we'll look at the campaign dashboard, which may help you answer the budget and bid question for yourself. Under the ad format, you have the ability to determine if you want to use the standard template or if you want to customize your ad with custom text. If you choose custom text, you'll see a thumbnail of your ad and a field to add your custom text at the bottom of the campaign builder. One best practice is to make sure you're familiar with the Amazon Book Ads creative acceptance policies and make sure that your ad meets those requirements. The product section is where you'll choose which book you'd like to feature in your ad campaign. By going through the KDP bookshelf, you've already identified which book you want to feature in your ad campaign. If you decide to promote a different book instead, click on the X next to the title, search for the new title, and click the Add button to select that book. Once your payment method is set up and the campaign builder is filled out, click the yellow Launch Campaign button at the bottom of the page to submit for review. Amazon Advertising reviews ads within 72 hours after submission to ensure that they meet the advertising policies and guidelines requirements. Common reasons we reject ads include grammatical errors, unsubstantiated claims like it's a #1 bestseller, inclusion of Kindle Unlimited in ad copy, promotional content like free or sale, or the cover has images that are not approved for all audiences. The second ad type for ebooks is lock screen ads. With lock screen ads, you can promote your ebook directly to readers most likely to buy it, such as those already reading ebooks on their Kindle e-readers or Fire tablets. This makes it easy for them to buy and download your titles. To reach these readers, lock screen ads allow you to target by interest or genre. Start by choosing your ebook and your interest for your campaign. Next, create your campaign name, set your bid, your start and end date, and choose an overall campaign budget. Unlike sponsored products, you're not setting a daily bid. Instead, you're setting what you will be spending in total for the entire campaign, with a minimum of $100 campaign budget. I've budgeted $200 for this campaign, and I'm setting up my bid at 20 cents based on the average bid guidance provided. Next, set the length of time you'd like your campaign to run. I've set mine for 2 months to coincide with my new book release, and can always extend it based on performance. Finally, select your pacing option. Because lock screen ads run on a campaign level budget, you can decide whether you want to run the campaign as quickly as possible, which means your campaign may show more frequently at first and may run out of spend before the desired end date, or spread it over the entire chosen length of the campaign, ensuring your campaign budget is allocated across the duration of your campaign. Next, add your custom text to your campaign. Remember to make sure your custom text meets the Amazon Book Ads creative acceptance policies. You can then preview what your ad will look like on Fire tablets or Kindle e-readers. When you're ready, you can click on the yellow Submit Campaign for Review button or Save as Draft to submit later. Now that your campaign is past review and is delivering, the next step is to determine if the campaign is working as you intended. In this next section, we're focusing on how to use the campaign dashboard to identify opportunities with your Amazon advertising campaigns as part of your overall promotional plan. Just keep in mind, there's no one right answer on what is or how to run a successful campaign. As many of you are writers, marketing terms, and especially digital marketing terms, may be unfamiliar to you. I want to take a moment to define a couple of terms and metrics before demonstrating the campaign dashboard. Earlier, we discussed targeting, negative targeting, and various campaign settings that go into campaign creation. In order to determine how effective each of the choices you made when setting up your campaign were, you can look at their performance in relation to certain metrics over a period of time using this graph, also called Performance Dashboard. There are 4 default metrics that show on your Performance Dashboard. They are spend, sales, ACoS, or advertising cost per sale, and impressions. Spend is the total amount that you've spent on your advertising campaign or campaigns over a set period of time. Sales is the total value your book sold as a result of the ad click. The sale must occur within 14 days of the ad being clicked in order to be counted as an ad attributed sale in the dashboard. Next is ACoS, or advertising cost per sale. ACoS takes your spend and divides it by your sales. We'll talk in just a moment why this is important. Lastly, are impressions. Impressions are how often your ad is shown. You also have the ability to add 4 more metrics: clicks, orders, click-through rate, and cost per click. Clicks are how many times your impressions were clicked on to get to your detail page. Orders are how often your book was purchased as a result of readers clicking on your ad. Click-through rate is the number of clicks per ad impression expressed as a percentage. And your cost per clicks is your spend divided by your clicks. Now that we've a better understanding of the terms and metrics, let's start by looking at the dashboard. The Performance Dashboard allows you to sort and compare metrics to determine how your campaigns are performing. As we go through sorting and adding metrics, we'll talk a little bit about what some authors or publishers look for when determining how successfully a campaign is performing. When you log into your Amazon advertising account, by default, you'll see the campaign dashboard. At the top, there are 3 tabs: Campaigns, Drafts, and Product Display Ads campaigns. Product display ads were an ad type only available for ebook. With the addition of lock screen ads and improvements to sponsored products, these are no longer available. To manage any existing live product display ad campaigns, or to copy the ad campaign to a lock screen ad, click on the Product Display Ad Campaigns tab. From here, you can see the ad's performance, export the data to an Excel spreadsheet, or copy your existing ads to either a lock screen or sponsored products ad campaign. The second tab we're going to look at is the Drafts tab. If you started an ad campaign but didn't complete it, you can go directly to the Drafts tab. Under the Drafts tab, you can delete or edit ad campaigns that you began but not completed. Rejected ads can also be found here, so you can edit following the Amazon Book Ads creative acceptance policies. The Campaigns tab is where you'll be able to sort, filter, and compare ad campaigns to determine which campaigns are working and which campaigns either need to be retired or modified. The goal for this view is to provide you with as much information as you need to effectively manage your ad campaigns. At the top of this tab is a yellow Create Campaign button that allows you to create a new campaign directly from the dashboard. Next to that is the Campaign search box and a filter dropdown. To the right is a button that allows you to choose your time frame. The default is the lifetime of your advertising account, but you can get as granular as you'd like by choosing from the standard timeframes or by clicking on specific dates in the calendars. Below that are the metrics that we discussed earlier. The default are spend, sales, ACoS, and impressions. If you want to add any other metrics, click on the Add Metrics box and click on the metric that you'd like to add. You can display up to 5 metrics at a time. If you don't need the metric anymore, or you want to see a new metric, click on the X in the upper right of the box and add your new choice. You'll see that 2 of the metrics have either an orange or a blue highlight. These are the 2 metrics that will be represented on the dashboard graph. You can change the metrics shown on the graph by clicking on a different metric, and hovering over the graph can show you the highlighted metrics for a particular date. Below the graph is a chart where you can actively view and manage your campaigns. The columns in this chart are customizable, and you're able to add or delete columns to fit your needs. To add or delete a column, click on the Columns button at the top right of the chart, then select Customize Columns from the drop-down. This opens a pop-up window. Place a check mark in front of the metrics you'd like to manage in the chart, and click the yellow Apply button. You can sort the chart by clicking on some of the headers like campaign name, type, targeting, etc. And if you want to sort the view even more, you can use the Filter By and Date Range buttons at the top of the page. The Filter By drop-down allows you to filter by 13 different metrics. Say you want to only see your active campaigns. You can scroll to the top of the page, click the Filter By drop-down, select Active Status, and this enables another drop-down. And from here, you can select Enabled and click the yellow Save button. The graph and the chart both change to only show your active campaigns in enabled status. You can use this view to see how the campaigns are performing and make changes to one or more campaigns using the chart. You can even layer multiple filters to get an even more granular view. Speaking of active campaigns, the ad campaigns have different statuses. Delivering, which means your ad campaign is enabled and eligible for impressions. Paused means that it's not actively participating in auctions, but it can be reactivated. Not approved means that it didn't pass the review process. Now, edits can be made in the Drafts tab. Suspended means that your ad is suspended and it does not satisfy the ad policy requirements. Archived means the campaign is not running. You can't make changes to campaigns in this status. Ended means your campaign is ended, and again, you can't make changes. Just like we talked about earlier, campaigns created but not submitted for review are in draft status, and ads in draft status don't show in the Campaign Manager. On the dashboard, you can pause a campaign by clicking on the switch under Active column. You can change the end date of a published campaign, update a campaign budget based on the campaign's performance, or you can copy an ad that's performing well. If you want to dig deeper into a specific campaign, click on the campaign's name to open a dashboard specific to that one campaign. From here, you can view performance for each of the keywords or products that you use for targeting. You can add more keywords or products, adjust your negative keywords or products, and manage your campaign settings by clicking on the tabs at the top. We have had several questions about how to get reporting on the performance of keywords. You can access this information by clicking on the Targeting tab at the top of the graph. From here, you can view performance for each of the keywords or products that you used for targeting. You can also change your bids, increase your bids for your top performing targets, or decrease your bids for those that aren't performing well. That was a lot of information. So what does it all mean? The dashboard has a lot of features so that you can manage your campaigns in a way that works for you. There's no one magic setting or metric that determines if your advertising campaign is working. Determining if your campaign strategy is working will be personal to you and take more than this webinar to create. But let's take a look at one metric that many authors use to determine if their ad campaign is effective. I want to caution you that this is just a way to begin using the metrics on the campaign dashboard. Earlier we discussed ACoS, or advertising cost per sale. ACoS is calculated by dividing the total campaign spend by the total sales as a result of an ad click. The sale must occur within 14 days of the ad being clicked in order to be counted as an ad attributed sale. We get questions all the time about what is a good ACoS, and this is completely dependent on your goal. An ACoS of lower than 100% means that there's a positive return on the campaign. Your combined campaigns may be showing that your average ACoS is 99%, but your personal target is 90%. You can sort your dashboard to show which campaigns show an ACoS of 90% or lower, then find the ad or ads that are meeting your goal, and open the Campaign Management tab by clicking on the name of the ad to view the campaign settings. Once you have that data, go back and sort to see which ads are not meeting your goal. Compare the ads to determine the differences, and you can then copy the ads that are working well and optimize the ads that are not meeting your goal. Or you can make changes to the targeting of the ads that are not meeting your goals. For example, you have an ad campaign that has a 99% ACoS. You notice that the average cost per click is higher than the campaign with the 90% ACoS. In this case, you may want to look at your targeting and refine your bids to shift budget to keywords, products, or interests that are performing better than others. If you're targeting by product, consider either broadening or narrowing your categories. As another example, maybe you notice that one of the top performing campaigns is also showing a higher estimated total sales. In this case, you may want to increase your targeting bids and campaign budget to shift spend towards this higher performing ad. These are just a few suggestions on how to use the dashboard. As a best practice, it's best to let your campaigns run for 4 to 6 weeks before making any major adjustments. This time is important to identify trends and determine if the changes are needed. As you begin using the dashboard, you'll start finding ways to make the dashboard work for you. Data in the advertising dashboard may not always align to what you see in your KDP reporting, and there's a few reasons for this. First, advertising only counts ad-attributed sales in our Amazon online store. Kindle Unlimited borrows and page reads are not included in the ads dashboard. Secondly, ad sales reflect the retail price of a book. They don't take into account royalties, so your total sales figures may look different from your KDP dashboard. And it's important to look at both sources to get a clearer picture of how your ads are working for you. Spending time with the dashboard and understanding the audience you want to reach will help you gain a greater understanding of the ad types and settings that work for you. Running ads for 4 to 6 weeks allows you to identify trends and determine what's working for you. Competition and seasonality may have an impact on the effectiveness of your advertising campaigns, so don't be surprised if you have a campaign that was working well and you see the effectiveness dip. This just means that you may need to make some adjustments to get back to your performance goal. Thank you for joining us today for the How to Create, Review, and Optimize Your Amazon Advertising Campaign webinar. As a reminder, a recording of the webinar is available from the KDP help pages or on the Amazon KDP University YouTube channel. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the Amazon KDP channel so that you'll be notified every time we publish new content. For more information about paperback interior formatting, promotional strategies, or getting started with KDP, check out our other webinars listed on the KDP University help pages. As always, happy publishing!